Hello people! So another month is over, we are now officially in the second half of this year and I'm freaking out. I'm currently writing my bachelor's thesis and it's not going as fast as I would have liked it to go, and I'm kind of running out of time, so that's why I'm freaking out. I haven't even started writing and it also needs to be corrected, and that's gonna take about a month, and I basically have a month to write a paper that's between 30 and 75 pages long, and have I mentioned that I'm freaking out? Because I am. Anyway, I still somehow find time to read, and this is my wrap up for July. So I started out this month with the Spiderwick Chronicles by DiTerlizzi and Holly Black, and I borrowed the book from Micah, so I don't have it here currently because I already gave it back, but here's the cover. I absolutely adored the Spiderwick Chronicles. I was a bit confused by the fact that it was split into 5 books because each of the books didn't really have an autonomous storyline, but the overarching storyline was really adorable. This is a book series made for children, so the themes were more childlike and the action was not too heavy on it, just because it's for children, so it was very toned down, but you still felt for the characters and I still really enjoyed the book. Along the same lines, I also read Beyond the Spiderwick Chronicles, again by Holly Black and Tony DiTerlizzi. Again, I don't really understand why there are 3 books. This could have been 1 book and it would have been perfectly fine. If you look at the single books, you know why they made them into 3 books, because they've got like deckled edges and they're really adorable. And I really like the way these books are made. These books again had lovely illustrations in them, the same way the Spiderwick Chronicles had, so I'm just gonna show you a few examples of that in these books. So all of the books have a color page where one of the illustrations that's in the book is featured in color. Mostly the illustrations show scenes, so I don't really want to show you a scene that could give away stuff, but this is just a picture of a Nixie, and she's absolutely gorgeous. The one thing I have to say about the illustrations in these books compared to the illustrations in the Spiderwick Chronicles is that the illustrations in these books were kind of placed too early in the story, so they kind of gave away what was going to happen on the next page, which was a bit stupid and really annoyed me at times. It was much better in the Spiderwick Chronicles. So if you're reading these books, don't look too closely at the illustrations before you've seen what is happening. It's weird. Just don't. But for a children's story, I really enjoyed these a lot. The next book I finished this month is along the lines of my Sherlock Holmes marathon last month, and that is The Hound of Baskerville and The Valley of Fear. These stories are a bit on the longer side and not really short stories, even though they're not really novels yet, but I didn't mind that too much with The Hound of Baskerville, although The Valley of Fear kind of dragged on after a bit. I have stopped the Sherlock marathon for now because I don't want to go through all of the books at once. I want to kind of have some for later, and there are not that many left anymore. After that, I started reading the Uglies, Pretties special series by Westerfeld, and I finished Uglies and Pretties, and also specials. So I finished the original trilogy and I'm currently on Extras, also by Westerfeld, which is a sequel. For me, the first 3 books in the series were Reread, and I knew a lot of things that would be happening, and I don't really like a lot of things that are happening in the books. I just don't like the fact that bad things are happening to the characters, so I wasn't really looking forward to reading about these bad things that are happening to characters. So I'm not sure if that biased me, but I didn't enjoy reading them as much as I did the first time around. If you enjoy dystopian, definitely give them a try. In this society, you're considered an ugly until your 16th birthday, when you get the operation, which will turn you into a pretty. This operation turns someone pretty in the sense of biological, evolutionarily pretty, with large eyes and symmetry in the face, which just makes them more attractive. We start out with Tally Youngblood, who lives in Uglyville. On an illegal trip to New Pretty Town to meet her best friend Paris, she meets another ugly Shay. Shay's not really impressed with the society and the operation and decides to leave the city and go into the wild to find the smoke. Tally is now left alone in the city, and suddenly there are these creepy people called Special Circumstances who try to figure out where Shay went, and they need Tally's help. This whole setup calls for drama, and drama there is. So if you're reading this the first time, you don't know where the story is going, and for me that was a plus because I really don't like where the story is going. However, that is just me. You might just like the way this story is going. It might just be right down your alley. If it sounds intriguing to you in any way, please give it a read. I really value this series highly. So that is as far as I can go into the review right here. If you want me to do a full review on the series, let me know down in the comments and I will get to it as soon as I'm done with extras. So those were all the books that I read this month, plus the Spiderwick Chronicles. I hope you enjoyed this wrap up. I'm gonna see you next week with another video, and until then, bye bye!